Everyone tells you to find your talent. That is exactly why you feel stuck. You keep searching for a gift instead of building power. You wait for proof that you are special before committing fully. Meanwhile, the disciplined move forward without applause. You stop when progress is slow and call it realistic. But the ones who win treat boredom like training, not a warning sign. Stay, and you will learn how to produce elite results, even if you start from zero. Like and subscribe if you are ready to drop excuses. Because what separates the top 1% is brutally simple. Here's the uncomfortable question. Do you actually want success, or do you just like the idea of it? Most people say they are serious, but their actions scream hobby. They scroll for an hour, work for 20 minutes, call it a grind. They buy courses, talk about plans, announce goals to friends, then disappear when it gets inconvenient. They quit the moment it stops feeling exciting. And then they say, maybe it just wasn't meant for them. But people who produce exceptional results treat commitment like a contract. No mood checks, no dramatic announcements, just repetition. They show up when it's boring. They show up when it's embarrassing. They show up when nobody cares. If you say you want to get fit, train on the days you feel average. If you want to build a business, work when there is no immediate reward. Instead of posting about your goals, log your hours. Instead of waiting for motivation, schedule the work. Next time you feel like skipping, do 5 more minutes. Just 5. Your brain is addicted to the fantasy of achievement. It loves imagining applause. But real growth comes from identity shift. When you act serious long enough, you become serious. That's the shift. And what comes next is where most people lose the game completely. What if boredom is not the problem? What if boredom is the test? Most people interpret boredom as a warning sign. They say, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I need something more aligned, something more exciting. So they jump. New plan, new goal, new strategy. Same pattern. They reset every time the work becomes repetitive. They chase stimulation, not mastery. But people who dominate any field build tolerance for monotony. They repeat the same motion thousands of times. They refine tiny details no one else notices. They treat repetition like sharpening a blade. Kobe Bryant shot hundreds of jumpers before sunrise. Not for Instagram, not for applause, just refinement. Jeff Bezos packed books himself in the early days of Amazon. Boring tasks, relentless focus. Mozart wrote over 600 pieces. The world remembers a handful. He did not stop after the 10th. Next time your work feels repetitive, do not escape it. Track it. Improve one small detail. Instead of asking, is this exciting? Ask, am I getting sharper? Repetition builds neural efficiency. That simply means your brain wires the movement tighter and faster. Skill stops feeling forced. It becomes automatic. That is how average turns lethal. And the next phase is darker than boredom. Most never survive it. The dark phase. Where 99% quit here is the brutal truth. The most dangerous moment is not the beginning. It is the middle. Most people can handle excitement. They can handle day 1 energy. But they cannot handle month 6 silence. You work. You improve. Nothing explodes. No viral moment. No sudden breakthrough. Just effort with no applause. Doubt starts whispering. Maybe I am not built for this. Maybe I misjudged myself. Quitting suddenly feels logical. But people in the top 1% expect this phase. They plan for it. They know progress compounds quietly. They do not measure daily hype. They measure accumulated reps. They understand that visibility lags behind ability. Imagine you are building a channel. 10 videos, 50 views each. It feels pointless. Instead of stopping, refine one thing per upload. Better hook, sharper edit, cleaner message. Next time results look flat, extend the timeline instead of lowering the standard. Psychologically, this is delayed reward tolerance. It means you can endure effort without immediate payoff. Most brains crave instant feedback. High performers override that craving. This is the tuition of greatness. And what truly separates the elite is even simpler than this. Build the invisible force. This is where it gets uncomfortable. Can you keep moving when stopping would be easier? Most people rely on motivation. If they feel good, they act. If they feel tired, they negotiate. They say, I deserve a break. They say, I will start fresh on Monday. They wait for clarity. They wait for confidence. They wait for the perfect window. And life keeps moving without them. But people who create exceptional results build momentum without permission. They act before they feel ready. They reduce the task, not the standard. They do something small instead of nothing. They protect streaks like assets. When your friends go out and you plan to work, finish one block first. When you feel unmotivated, set a 10-minute timer and start anyway. When the path looks unclear, take the next obvious step. Instead of asking, do I feel like it? Ask, what is the smallest forward move? Action creates control. Control creates confidence. Confidence creates more action. It is a loop, a self-built engine. That invisible force is discipline under friction. Not dramatic, not glamorous, but unstoppable. This is where legends are quietly formed. You already know what to do. Work when it is boring. Show up when no one claps. This was never about talent. It was about behavior. Start today. No permission needed. If you apply this, your life shifts quietly. While others restart, you continue. While they chase excitement, you build skill. Months later, the gap is obvious. Same time, different standard. Pick one thing today. Do 5 extra minutes when you want to quit. Track your reps instead of your mood. Protect one small streak. That is enough. You are not chasing results anymore. You are building a different identity. When people react differently, do not act shocked. You changed how you operate. If this hit, subscribe. You just got a blueprint for free. One click. That is fair. Stay sharp. And here is the next level. When you stop relying on talent, you stop seeking validation, you stop explaining yourself. You move in silence and let results speak. In the next video, we break down the habits that make people regret underestimating you. Watch it now.